Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Disco Elysium. In the last episode, we talked with Joyce, and having investigated the drug situation here in Revachol, she was able to give us a lot of information, about the ongoing disputes between the Union and the Wild Pines group, and let us know that she is aware of who was murdered/hung. The gentleman was one of 3 members of a paramilitary group hired to possibly deal with the striking situation here, and not in a nice way either. The request to remove them has been put in. However, it's unlikely that it will reach this group of people in time. And with one of their members dead, the other 2 are deciding, I suppose, who, or rather, we were told, who is at fault, and should they be killed. And they're probably going to go ahead and do that. There's no official police force here. Literally, we are not it either. We are the RCM, a citizens militia. The Union views themselves as the authority, and these police view themselves as given the authority through the Wild Pines. This is going to get very ugly if combat starts. We probably don't have long to try to solve this problem. We have days, not weeks, and we spent a good amount of those days not doing the work we were supposed to do, because we were too busy lamentating? Yeah, I think that's right. The loss of our girlfriend/fiancé is my guess. What else happened in the last episode? We have internalized indirect modes of taxation, making Sam Burke a libertarian. And so whenever we get the chance, we will take libertarian answers to questions, or make libertarian statements, and we will earn a whole 1 real from this. We're also almost done with Jamas Vu derealization, so we'll see what that does in 9 minutes. And now, we're just off to... Actually, what am I supposed to be doing now? Let's take a look. Oh, we want to confront the Hardy Boys about the drug trade. A person present at the lynching is also involved with the drug trade through the harbor, which links them to the Hardy Boys. See what Titus has to say about it. So let's go ahead and do that. My plan, we probably won't do it this episode because I swear it's like 1 hour of game time equates to 1 hour of real life time as well, which is kind of interesting. One of the few games that actually does it that way. Actually, it's just turning out to be that way. And in any case, we want to keep Kim with us today because I want to go and talk to the gentleman we saw at the balcony who might be able to tell us a little more about what actually happened at the hanging. I suppose we should probably talk to these people again at some point. I also need to begin being concerned about money. We have enough that we can pay off tomorrow's room and board, but not the next day. We need at least $1 more. Preferably, I can get a regular source of income from somewhere. That way we can afford to start buying books and clothing and stuff like that. Ooh, where am I going? I'm not going the right way. Oh, and there's the girl that we need to talk to if we want to discuss her... that she was sexually assaulted. Let's see if the Hardy Boys are even still here. Oh, they are. All right, then. Well, let's do this.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Oh, 1 second. Let's look at this. I don't know if I want to address him in that way. I wish there was a nicer way to suggest that there was drug trade involvement between the Hardy Boys. I'm sorry. I wish there was a way to ask him a little more politely if he knew that this girl was involved in the drug trade, rather than this, what I'm about to say to him. But I guess I don't have a choice. So let's just go ahead and do it.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade. Like hell you have! He leans back unruffled. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask your local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos. We'll do that. In the meantime, he points south, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. He taps his notebook. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace? Suggestion, no, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant. No, do the honor. You've earned it, nodded at the lieutenant. Thank you, he turns to the man. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade, because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade. That's a mighty interesting theory. He rubs his jaw, smiling. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street. Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, and even some of the junkies. You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly, he grins. For the good of the community. Of course. This is disgusting. You're admitting to profiting off of poisoning your own people. Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized. Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it. Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself. Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There were only 7 Hardy Boys here. The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right? My answer is, fuck off. He takes a step closer. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene. Suggestion. Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future. And here we go. Back to the usual. The woman sighs. I know. The man rises his in seat excitingly. Fatty walked on all 4s. Oh, I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat. He left 2 sets of footprints. Go fuck your mom, Dennis. That's more like it, boys. She turns to you. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know? I want to talk about the hanging. No. We'll just take off. Alright, let's see what else we have in our thing to talk about. Who put all the clothes in the trash? The victim's clothes were in the trash container out back, neatly folded. Who could have put them there and why? Only the Whirling staff was supposed to have the key. Who else has unauthorized access to Whirlings and trash? Find this person, and you'll know who tampered with the scene. It may take a while. Okay, so that's a hint that we don't have access to this person. Probably the actual trash people. We'll find them later, I guess. Yep, we're doing this today. Tonight. Oh, we have to call back tomorrow for info on the armor's owner. Well, 30 experience points is not quite up to level. Oh, speaking of which, thank you, Windwater, for your suggestion. Windwater agreed with me that possibly Endurance could use a point in it next. And so we will do that when we earn a few more experience points. And 2 more minutes left on Derealization, then we'll see what that does for us. I don't know what else to do. We have plenty of time. We could warn them about the fact that we found a bullet in the hangman's head. I don't know if I want to do that quite yet. Oh, hold on. We have a few things we can look at here. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. You see hawthorn bushes outside. Huh. Oh, hello. Can we look? We can actually look at the window? Behind the dock workers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. We can try a really difficult check. Let's try it. Oh my god! Wow! We did it! We got an 11! There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, fade with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key. Logic. Someone hid the key in the bush and attached yellow ribbon to make it easier to find. Visual calculus. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely, not a coincidence. Someone's hid a key in the bush, pointing at the window. Huh? The big guy looks behind him. Can you let me slide by so I can grab that thing? I don't know about that. Tattooed man yawns and settles more comfortably on the bench. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would really help right now. Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The hawthorn's got a bitch of a bite. I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there. With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you. Take the key. The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched to its bow. Old man closes the window and sits back down in silence. Come on, man. We're just having some fun. Where's the harm in... I'm tired of listening to your shit. Thank you. Nod to the old man. Don't thank me. The old man takes out his pack of chewing tobacco. I don't give two shits about your key. Authority. There was a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands. Does anyone know why this key was hanging right outside the Union box window? Didn't even know it was there. He looks at the key in your hand, then around the room. Boys? No idea. Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place. Oh, look around, look at the key in your hand. I wonder what door it does open. It could open the door in the kitchen, the blue door. He looks at the key in your hand. It says workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop there. Logic. It's worth a try. Thought complete. Jamis Vu. Derealization. God, I hope I said that correctly. Jamis Vu. The opposite of deja vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Anything that should be familiar appears strange and new. Like some half-forgotten day in your childhood, only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Miser about this. What world are we in? This is the fundamental question. I lose one encyclopedia, so we have less knowledge about the world. But we gain... Oh, wow, this is... I would want to learn this right away next time I play the game. We earn +1 experience points every time we click on an orb. And we also earn +1 of all intelligence learning caps raised by 1. That also means I'm going to want to level Encyclopedia after I level Endurance, because now my Encyclopedia is only 2. We need 5 more experience points. Okay, so what are orbs? They're the things that I can click on everywhere, or I used to be able to click on everywhere. So now we really want to go ahead and click on them whenever we see them. We're also going to save the game, and in something unprecedented, I'm going to save it right here on screen as well.
Can I help you?
Okay. I thought we could tell him about the... Oh, wait, maybe we can.
Can I help you?
Guard, I saw another thing at the whirling. Okay, so he doesn't say anything else about the blue door. All right, well, let's try it. Actually, first, let's look at the key. We have it in our inventory, right? Oh, I want to take a peek at some of this other stuff, too. Okay. Well, let's go in there. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. Try the workshop spare key on the door. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks. Inland Empire. Dust rises before you like mist. A tomb? Haunted by regal spirits from distant ages. Perception? No. Smells like engine grease and cut wood. A workshop. So these should all give you 1 experience point. This pinball says Francongerian. The theme is horses and swords. Yeah! Nice! So we'll get 1 experience points every time we click on an orb from now on. Oh, they were working on our pinball machines back here then. This pinball is white Diora. The black glass shows a female figure in mourning. Note. NB. The spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Haven't we seen NB before? That was in the Doom Commercial District, I think, wasn't it? $5. That's very nice. That will pay for another day. An elevator, I think. This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The lattice cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Look in. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. Perception. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10 July 88. Look at the controls. There are large rectangular buttons. Monter. Descendre? I guess that's go up, go down. And an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken. It says the last maintenance was in 88, Kim. That it does, Lieutenant peeks in. I say, let's brave it. 88. This elevator was maintained a long time ago. At the end of the last century, he nods. Look at the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5. I wonder what well, let's close the doors and go up. Small windows, taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. We leveled. I'm really tempted to put that point in encyclopedia to counter the thought cabinet, but we will level up endurance once. Next point will go in encyclopedia. I don't like having penalties, natural penalties. So every time, I think I talked about this last episode, every time I take a thought cabinet thought that causes a penalty, I will try to counter that penalty with a level up. Schematics for a pinball machine. Futurism themed. The pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted. Logic. So, this is where they brought the faulty pinball machines to fix them up. a long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around in the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf. Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point. He agrees. At some point, 20 years ago? 15 maybe. Before pinball went out of vogue. This used to be a pinball workshop. Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over. He tapped his foot. Perception. A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf. Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the Hardys bang away at it. Inland Empire. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Could this mean the Whirling in Rags really is a part of the doomed commercial area? If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. He looks around. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of the neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy. Logic, stupid superstition. But still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this. Inland Empire. It's not a ghost story. It's a curse. And Gart ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells. Ooh, ooh. Look at that jacket, everyone. Pinball Maker's Coat. +1 empathy. M. Knox Fox Blues. +1 hand-eye coordination. This dusty old coat used to belong to someone called M. Knifelocks. The name is stitched into the silk lining. It smells of moths and ancient engine grease, but it fits you perfectly. A strange, lonely emotion fills you when you tighten the belt around your waist. Our current one is +1 shivers and a sprit to corpse. Ooh, I like the way that looks. We'll wear this for a tiny bit. I just want to see if we get any orbs upon wearing it. And we do not. You clearly see the footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor. Jackpot, the lieutenant takes out his notebook. These, unlike anything else here, are new. Let's have a closer look. Crouch, study the footprints. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform horizontal lines. This doesn't look like one of the workers' boots from the hanging, does it? No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me, or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though. This print also doesn't look like it's like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging. He inspects the tracks closer. The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. Oh, interesting. Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor. Someone's been here within the last week or two. 3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. Could easily have been 1 week, too. You know, officer. He looks at you. Empathy. This is good. He likes it. That's a little smile there, in the dark of the workshop. This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place. Okay, well, what does this mean? It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route behind our rape victim's room. In the recent weeks, this may prove to be significant. Let's move on. There's a tiny hole in the wall here. You see a bedroom on the other side. Oh, is someone spying on someone else? The door is small but heavy looking. It's barred from the inside. What's on the other side? Unless we veered off from a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask Klage about this route. See how she reacts? Conceptualization. Folded M dimension. A reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Look who's in a good mood suddenly, and read science fiction. Inland Empire. Yes, it is quite likely we will re-emerge on the M plane. Brace for psychokinetic impact. Do I want to unbar the door? Let's let the door remain barred for now. Best not to tempt fate. Oh. You know, something like this, I think this decision is more important than I'm realizing how it's going to be. Like, there comes a time in a video game where I suspect that what I'm about to do might have longer-reaching consequences than I like to imagine it having. For some reason, I think unbarring this door will alter the course of the game somehow. Maybe in a way I don't want, or maybe in a way I do. My own Inland Empire is talking to me. We'll unbar it. Can we... Okay. Let's not walk out... Oh, wait. Does that go to the roof? Should we walk out there? I think this is where we see Klage being outside, right? Let's knock on her door before we go outside directly to the roof, where she is probably... which is where her room leads out onto. I guess we'll talk to Gart after her, and I suppose if we're going to talk to her, then we're going to also, well, we're going to do the RCM police console, do you need assistance, is everything okay thing. I don't know if I agree with this. I'd rather not do this. I don't think our cop is built for this. Okay, that was a really super lucky roll, wasn't it? Holy crap. Oh my god. I don't want to just walk into her place. I don't really just want to walk into her place. But we're going to peek around really quick and then we're going to leave. Hotel bill calculations. Looks like she's had an extended stay. Piles of dirty clothes. A woman. I do not feel right just walking into her room like this. Come on, Kim. Let's get out of her room. We'll take the elevator after all. That feels really wrong doing that. I'd rather surprise her by coming outside, by coming out of that one door and telling her what we found in there, rather than going through her room. smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra menthol. Cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. Look, a handful of something we can't... A handful of dried white wildflowers.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Perception. Her hair is still slick from the shower. Electrochemistry. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean. Physical instrument. Then toned over several years of self-defense training. You can sense it in the sharp pointing of her elbows.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you've got here.
It's much nicer now.
Her eyes wander north towards the yard, where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
Empathy. There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man. You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell is opened in there.
Disco, I guess I should say it has, shouldn't I? How would Sam proceed? He'd probably laugh at himself of this. This is a bit too artsy. I don't know if he would say this. We'll just go with it has.
They also say it's why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
Once a cop, always a cop.
Like riding a capo cycle.
She takes a sip of her coffee.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Ah, I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette. Suggestion: be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. Physical instrument. No need to dilly-dally. She's tough. She does seem like she's tough. On that same note, though... which of these do I want? Thanks, Coach. But I think I'll dilly-dally this time. You'll sound like a namby-pamby! What's your name, miss, for the record? I can't pronounce this. Clage Amando. Oh, and where are you from? Vridfort, Republic of Orange. Oh, what is Orange? A bad memory, officer. Understood, miss. It's the past. She takes a sip of her coffee. People can't go back to the past. What do you do, miss? What is your specialization? Something stupid. What's that? Orangeace lit. Orangeace lit? Orangeace literature. It's what I studied at the university. She raises both eyebrows. Oh, what is that about? Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Orangess. All national literatures are, only the name of the nation changes. Inland Empire. If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove. Orange Jesse lit. What do you do with it? Nothing. I do nothing with it. How do you make money then? Money is very important. Show her some money. Cool. She looks back at the note in your hand. I've made more money by just being than I have with Orange and lit. Oh. Cool. It's not very cool, but what can you do? I'm not going to ask for her passport. That seems a bit overly overbearing. I'm not going to ask how old she is either. She's over 19 or so. Thank you. That's it for the record. The record. So official. Nice room you've got here. Yeah, it's pretty deluxe. That door there. Point to it. Did you know it leads down to a downstairs elevator? I did not. She takes a drag of her cigarette and smiles. Mystery solved then. I kept wondering where it led. It's an old pinball workshop. The room back there. This place used to be a pinball arcade. Okay. She smiles. I'm glad someone's had fun. There's a peephole on the other side, looking into your bedroom. A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall? Yes. Looking into your bedroom, miss. Lieutenant points to the window. The unmade bed is visible through the glass. Okay. There's a pause as she processes this information. Empathy. A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending in her hips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now. Do you think this is somehow connected to me? It could be just a coincidence. Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it's been there? Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The preparation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape. If it is recent, no, that's pointless. We have no clue who made it. Let's not discuss it any longer. No, it's okay. Was there anything more? There were tracks on the floor. They're recent. Huh. This ain't good. Half-light. She feels like quarry encircled. Her eyes dart to the door. That's all for now. She flicks the ash from her cigarette absent-mindedly. Empathy. She's lost in thought. Eyes narrowed. Forehead furrowed. What are you doing here in the Whirling in Rags? I'm wintering. How long have you been staying here? She calculates. About 4 months. I came in November. Oh. Why here? Here in the Whirling. Here in Martinez or here in Revachol? Here in Martinez, as I get a Charlie horse in my toe. I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go. Huh. You came to the right place. She looks at you and nods. A few other questions for you. Okay. She takes a pensive drag of her cigarette. Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke. They tell us you've been through something difficult. Something difficult. She raises her eyebrows. I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean? Number 3 is I feel the most accurate of my feelings. I don't think our cop is good at this. 2 would be very... Ah, my goodness. I hate this already. I really want to say number 3. We've learned that she's tough. She knows self-defense. But maybe that's not enough to keep someone strong like the guy down there off of her. She seems like she's sad that he died. I really want to say number 3. 3 or 1. Come on, we're a cop. This is what we're supposed to do, I suppose. Were you sexually assaulted, miss? By sexually assaulted, do you mean raped? She takes a quick drag, unperturbed. Yes. It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it? She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered. Actually, it's already afternoon. Is it? She's squinting, she looks around. The spring sun is high in the sky. People pass below. It is afternoon. She looks into her coffee cup. Time flies, man. So you weren't? Yeah. She draws out the word. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges. They'll have to get someone more rapeable. Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted? Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier. I'm gonna go right for number 6, since we found this bullet. Maybe she knows. Why was there a bullet in his head? Bullet? There's a silence. Her brows meet in the middle for a pained frown. They shot him, too? They stripped his clothes and they shot him? You mean after they hanged him? I'm confused. Sorry. So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss? Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know that they told me... And Sylvie, the bartender. This is beginning to get confusing for you too. And we don't like that. Where was she? Last Sunday night. Tell me where you were when this happened. Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie. I can believe that. What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age? I'm sorry, I can't do it. She puffs on her cigarette. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him like he is now. I can't talk about this. I don't... Another puff, more nervous. I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later. What did they hang him for? Oh. How do the Hardy Boys know you? They're frequent guests downstairs. She looks at the floor. It's tarred. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now. And how'd you meet? Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. There must be more to it. You should return to this topic after you've talked to her about her relationship with the deceased, maybe? What did happen between you and the victim? We partied. What kind of partying? Point to your face, bloated face. The kind I do? With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that. Harder than this? Keep pointing to your face. I didn't know it was physically possible. Oh, it is. She takes a long drag. You're still alive. What did you do when you partied? We drank, sir. She sips a sip of her coffee. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked them. What else? Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex. Endurance. Whoa! After so much drinking and drugs, how did they manage it? Oh, do I really want to ask that? Endurance, we put a point in endurance, and endurance is we passed the test with it. I'm tempted to ask it. Hold on. After so much drinking and drugs, how? Untraditionally, officer. She puts out her Astra, but lights another one with its end first. Your imagination starts whirling, whether you want it to or not. So you were lovers. I guess you can say that, yes, a bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be. How'd you two meet? Lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm. Downstairs. She taps on the roof with her foot. She taps on the roof with her 10-centimeter heel. At the bar, he was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. He had a cool, scary scar. She peers aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? Empathy, with longing. She misses him. When was this? A month ago? Something like that. It must have been hard for you, seeing him there. Oh, yes, she says bitterly. I've had a great view from the roof out to the bathroom window in my dreams. Pain threshold, a bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. Yeah, if she was starting to develop feelings for him, having him murdered and then hung there, and she sees him every day, is not going to be good for her. You called us. The RCM. Yes. Jackpot. Say nothing. I made it, she nods, and I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it a snitching. Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss. The caller's voice was disguised. I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. Nicked it? How? With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it, into the cold wire. Which landline? The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline. Why go through all the trouble? I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires. Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do. I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. What did they hang him for if not rape? He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it. And his role in the strike was... what? I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous. And they lynched him for it. She nods. So Titus asked you to spice things up for us? Pretty much. She cradles her coffee cup in both hands. Interfacing. Warming them. Endurance. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life. Again, how do the Hardy Boys know you? Like I said, we met over drinks. Did you party? A little, yeah. Like you partied with the deceased? No, not as hard. I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys? I have. Which one? Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter. Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him? Is that why they lynched him? Jealousy? I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know. But that's probably where they got the rape idea. What do you mean? Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they like to do to me. Electrochemistry. She changes balance from one foot to the other, crossing her legs. We're not going to even ask number 2. Thank you for telling us all this, miss. She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid. We should head back downstairs, officer. Lieutenant looks at you. We may have things to discuss there. Is this me? So, I don't want to ask her out. I don't want to pursue a relationship with her. That's not the type of officer I'm playing. So I'm worried number 1 leads to that. Yeah, we're not going to go with this. Let's go. We'll talk to Kim. I guess we're going to walk right through her apartment, actually.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate? Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they've prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. Why did she tell us all of that? What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. Not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. She seems candid. You think so? A shadow runs across his face. Being candid is the best way to lie. The appearance of candor, with some facts thrown in, draws attention away from whatever one chooses to omit. She may be trying to control the pace of the investigation. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our inquiries will bring us back here soon enough. The bed has been hastily made. What experience point? Oh, hello, window. We can look at the window? Look at the window. The window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Run your finger across the surface of it. Smooth as ice, there are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges, but the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface. This window was recently replaced. Looks like it. Yes. He adjusts his glasses. The music makes me think this is something important. Sorry, I just want to look at this. You see the yard below? The corpse is no longer there. This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills haphazardly stacked on top of one another. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. Let's look at it. It's been used quite a lot. I'm not gonna nosy through her medications. Maybe I should. I'm not going to do that. That's a bit too much nosing for me. Even opening that cabinet was a bit too much. See ya, Kim. Oh my god, is he stuck? Is he actually stuck? He is. He is stuck. Let's see if he falls us downstairs or if we actually gave him the slip. That'd be too hilarious if we could ditch him. Ah, okay. So he follows us. I am curious as to what Gart's opinion is of this area. I have enough time to talk. We have enough time to do one more conversation, everyone. We'll talk to Gart.
Can I help you?
Gart, I saw another thing at the whirling. Another thing. Great. I love those. Gart, what if I told you I got into the back room, behind the blue steel door? Oh. Okay, well... He controls his excitement well. I did hear you make a noise back there, so... Good for you. Volition, it takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door. Aren't you going to ask me what's back there? Okay. What is back there? Pinball machines. A pinball workshop. Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered what those machines by the door came from. Oh, where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here, too. I knew it. He repeats. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. Why, do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game. No, I was just wondering. He appears to be making a calculation in his head. If you found pinball machines there. If you're thinking of selling those pinball machines, I want a fat cut. Should I say this? So this is not a libertarian statement. This would be more of a progressive, I think, statement. So we're not going to benefit from my indirect modes of taxation with that. I said none of these really are. I guess if you're thinking of selling those pinball machines, I want a fat cut. See, sweet shit. Beat your chest. I'm a disruptor. Yeah! Libertarian statement! He rolls his eyes. Those machines are the whirling property. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm not planning to sell them. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble. Logic. Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense to him right now. Suggestion. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. Inland Empire. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things. Everyone, I think I'm going to stop here. So, I'm gonna ask you guys if I should tell him that this area is part of the doomed commercial area. Tell me if I should do it or not. Tell me if I should do it or not, and I'll tally up the votes, assuming I get any, and if not, I'll probably flip a coin, since I don't know if Sam would actually say that one way or the other. I'm not gonna rat on Claget either, and I'm not gonna talk about the peephole. Maybe I should say this at least. This way it gets sealed up. Yeah, we'll mention this. There's a peephole in the wall. He startles. Oh, what wall? Upstairs in the secret back room, right next to Claget's bedroom. I found it when I found the pinball machines. I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests. Electrochemistry. What a shame. To fix such a good peephole. I don't think this would be... I'm not gonna ride Gart on this. No, I'm not doing this. And no, I'm not suggesting that either. No one's been back there, I suspect. He doesn't know... No. Alright, you've been notified. Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not. There's nothing else I want to ask about. Or something else, okay. Alright, everyone, so we're going to stop here. Did we gain another level? Probably not. Did not gain another level. Alright, so what did we do this episode? What did we do this episode? We made a really difficult for us perception check. Holy flipping crap. That was amazing. And because of that perception check, we were able to get back here and explore a whole back area. We got $5 from that area. We found out this place was part of the Doom Commercial District. Possibly. Actually, it is. And we got some experience points because we finished our derealization thought. And things are going... we also questioned Klage about her involvement with the Hanged Man. Really, really interesting. We found a peephole back there, and someone's been going back there on occasion. Someone with small feet, matching the odd soul. Interesting. Possibly related... Possibly this just drug-dealing girls related to this as well. In any case, thank you guys for watching. And I will see you all next one. Let me know if I should tell Gart about the Doom commercial area. And I'll see you guys then. Take care, everyone.